If you suffer with social anxiety, then this may be one of the most important videos you ever watch, because I'm going to show you how you can begin to train your mind to break free from the shackles of social anxiety. And you may think, well, I've had this too long, that's never going to happen. Well, it can if you start using your mind in a different way. So first of all, why do people get social anxiety? Well, if you go to a party or a social gathering, then all of a sudden it's like there's a monster there. Now, clearly there isn't a monster there, but in your mind, your brain doesn't know the difference between a real or imagined experience. So when you go to the social gathering, or whatever it is, it's as if there is a monster there, and the monster makes you feel bad. Why? Because the monster is judging you. So what do? You shrink down. You try not to make yourself be noticed, and you try to get the hell out of there. Because in your mind has connected that situation with something scary, as if there is a monster actually there. But clearly there isn't, but your mind hasn't worked that out. So what we need to do is to retrain your brain to do something differently. And this is kind of like an eyes open hypnosis. Hypnosis isn't a deep trance state. Hypnosis is really using your brain in a different way, using your imagination in a different way. So here's how it works, and I want you to follow along with this, because if you follow along with this and play with it 100%, you are going to notice changes. Now, you may need to do this several times to really condition this changing, because you've probably been doing this for a while. But if you practice this and condition it in, and perhaps when you go to bed at night, just run through this scenario that I'm going to do with you, and do it over and over and over again, you will teach your brain, not this, this. Not this, this. And what will happen is when you go into those situations in the future, you will start feeling calm and relaxed and start to actually enjoy yourself. So here's what we're going to be doing. So step one is you have to first of all think of a time when you've had social anxiety. So think of a specific time. This is really important. Don't just think, oh, I get it all the time. No, think of a specific time. So it could be, oh, it was last Friday when I had to meet my friends down the pub, or I had to meet them in a party, or I had to meet them in the local coffee house, or whatever. Think of a specific time. Really, really important. Have to pick one specific time. Okay? Then step two. I want you to notice how you feel. So imagine the feeling. And I want you to notice, where does that feeling start in your body? Does it start in your chest? Does it start in your stomach? Does it start in your head? Notice where it starts in your body. This is really important. So take a moment, stop, imagine yourself in that situation, in the situation where you've got the social anxiety, and then stop and think, where do I feel this in my body? Is it my stomach? Is it my chest? Is it my head? Where do I feel it? So first of all, notice where you feel it, and then notice which way the feeling spins. Now, you've probably not thought about this before, but all feelings spin. They have to have movement in them. Otherwise, after a few seconds, you wouldn't notice it. So all feelings spin in some way. So is that feeling spinning clockwise, or is it spinning anti-clockwise? And you may need to be sitting there and think, hang on a minute, which way is it spinning? Is it going that way? No, it's going that way. Okay, great. So notice which way it's spinning. Then I want you to mentally grab hold of it. Mentally grab hold of it. So let's say, for example, it's spinning this way. I want you to mentally grab hold of it and kind of mentally pull it out of you, and then turn it round and spin it in the opposite direction. So start spinning it in the opposite direction. And what will happen is, as you do this, you'll notice the anxiety begin to come down. In fact, you'll start to feel a lot better because keep spinning it in the opposite direction. Now, one of the things you could do is you can maybe add some sparkles to it, maybe add a giggle to it, but spin it faster in the opposite direction. Spin it faster and faster in the opposite direction. Keep spinning it faster and faster in the opposite direction. And then what you want you to do is, as you spin it faster and faster in the opposite direction, pull it back inside of you, still spinning it in the opposite direction, maybe adding some sparkles and a giggle, and see yourself in this situation where in the past you felt the social anxiety. So imagine yourself there spinning the feeling in the opposite direction. What's going to happen is it's going to start changing the neural connections in your brain so that when you see those particular things, it's going to change the way you feel now. So then, what we want to do then, step 3, is I want you to notice the nervous voice you have. Because here's the thing, to do anxiety, you've got to be inside your head talking to yourself. To do social anxiety, you've really got to be inside your head. You know, you're really down here talking to yourself. Oh my God, they're judging me, or what if they think this, what if they think that, what if they don't like me? You're thinking to yourself. Now, what you're doing is also you're talking to yourself really quickly. So what we want to start doing is we want to slow down that voice. So really slow it down. So if you have a voice that says, oh my God, they're all looking at me, right? Now, typically you're going to be saying that, oh my God, they're all looking at me. Oh my God, they're judging me. So what I want you to do is I want you to slow down that internal voice. So instead of saying, oh my God, they're really looking at me, say, oh my God, they are all looking at me. Now, if you say it at that rate and speed, do you notice how that changes how you feel? You can't quite do it in the same way, can you? So what I want you to do is to take that internal voice and imagine you've got a dial that slows it right down. So imagine yourself again in this step 1, in that situation of social anxiety, where in the past you used to feel that feeling, and then spin the feeling in the opposite way, add some sparkles, add a giggle, and then start slowing down that internal voice. If you do this, it's going to screw with the mental strategy that used to cause the old feeling, and you're not going to be able to play it in the same way. You know, like, I don't know if some of you probably aren't old enough to remember this, but on old-fashioned records, they used to have a needle, and the record used to go round and it would follow the groove in the needle. And if you're old enough to remember this, if the record got scratched, it would never play in the same way. So what we're doing here is effectively taking that record, taking that needle and going and scratching it and scratching it and scratching it until it can no longer play in the same way. So this is where you need to start conditioning it in. So then, if you've got any images in your mind of, say, maybe being rejected or judged, or nervous. So if you've got any pictures in your mind, anything you're imagining in your mind, say maybe you've been seeing yourself being nervous or screwing things up or people judging you, take those mental images and I want you to take them and push them off into the distance so you see them way over there, small and dark. Take them, literally take them, imagine pulling them over and shooting them off about 100 meters away. So they're small and dark, barely protruding beneath a blade of grass. And as you see them way over there, notice how that changes how you feel. Can you notice that? If you can't, do it again. Grab them, push them out in the distance. See them small and dark over there. That's it. Notice how that changes how you feel. Then I want you to replace those images, those old images, with happy images or good images. So what do I mean? Well, I mean, imagine, this is in your imagination, so just imagine what it would be like to be able to talk to people and feel comfortable. And as you see these images, imagine going from one person to another person and really beginning to enjoy the conversation and see yourself being relaxed and calm and confident, maybe with your smile on your face. Just practice this and make these images bigger and brighter. That's right. As you make these images bigger and brighter, take that feeling and keep spinning it faster and faster and faster. That's it. Take this image and take the image and watch what you're wanting. Spin the feeling faster and faster and faster. Add some sparkles, add a giggle. And notice how you start to feel good when you see these images. And then step 6, and this is really important. And that is to pay attention to the other people. See, the only reason why you can do social anxiety is if you're stuck in your own head. Now, things like cognitive and behavioural therapy will tell you, oh, you've got to change those thoughts. Well, you can't just change that thought sticking in your own head. What you need to do is pay attention to the other people. So really look at them, really hear what they're saying. And as you're looking around the room, maybe begin to think, how many people are in the room? Oh, look, there's 1, 2, 3, there's 7 people there and there's 4 people there. Really start to notice them. And maybe start to think to yourself, okay, so how many people here have got light hair? How many people here have got dark hair? And put your attention outside of yourself. The only reason why we can do problems in the first place is because we've got too much attention on ourselves. If we start paying attention to everything that's around us, in other words, paying attention to everything that you weren't paying attention to before. We're literally shifting your patterns of attention to everything else and start paying attention to everybody else. Now, if you do this, what you're going to notice is you are going to really just start to feel confident and relaxed when you're in these social situations. Now, this is not something that you do once. I want you to go back over this. Write these notes down. Write these bullet points down. I want you to practice them. Practice them daily. Practice them 3 times a day, 5 times a day. When you're going to bed at night, when you wake up in the morning. Start to condition your mind. You know, it's often said that it takes quite a while to change your habit. And it's true, it does. You've got to create new neural connections. But by practicing this, you are going to practice a new way of behaving. You're going to take that old record of how you used to be, scratch it up so it never play again, and then start conditioning in a new response. A quick recap. Must think of a specific situation where in the past you felt that social anxiety and imagine yourself there. Then you notice where the feelings are in your body. Then take those feelings, notice which way they're spinning, pull them out, flip them around the other way and start spinning them faster and faster in the opposite direction. Maybe add some sparkles and a giggle. Keep spinning it faster and faster as you imagine yourself in that social situation. Then take that thought, take those words that you say to yourself and slow them down. Talk to yourself in a really slow, relaxed voice. Then take those images that in the past used to create bad feelings. Take them, push them off into the distance. See them small and dark, way over there. Keep spinning this feeling. Keep spinning the feeling. Then replace those images with positive images of seeing yourself having fun and really enjoying yourself and being relaxed. And then pay attention to the other people in the room. Pay attention to the other people. If you do these things, then what you're going to notice is a massive change in the way you feel. And of course, if you need any extra help, just get in contact with me because I work with people just like you on a daily basis, helping them with anxiety and panic disorders. So if you like this video, remember to like and subscribe to it. This is a great video that you can use, and it uses eyes open hypnosis. So you can combat social anxiety with hypnosis quickly and easily using this method. Just condition it in. So if you need any help, just get hold of me. I'll be more than happy to help. I do a free consultation so we can get to know each other over Zoom to see how I can help you. But until then, practice this because its chances are if you really do this, you're not going to need my help or anybody else's. So good luck to you. Hope to see you one day in the real world. Until then, see you later.